Hey guys, Bryce here. I just wanted to kind of talk about, what are some of the biggest costs that most accountants and bookkeepers don't think about when they're starting their business. And, it's funny, right? When I got started with my accounting business about 7 years ago, I totally fell for a lot of these same mistakes that we're going to be talking about avoiding today. So the first thing is really that most people don't really understand the opportunity cost of trying to figure things out yourself. Now, what I mean by that is, there's a principle in economics called opportunity costs. So in most people's, life, they think in terms of is it going to cost me money or is it going to cost me time, right? Most people, when you don't have a huge amount of money or, they tend to value their time less than the money that they are going to be trying to make, right? So they're trying to say, hey, I want to do everything myself. I want to save as much money as possible because I could do it myself, right? But when you start thinking more about business and about growing a business, you need to be thinking more in terms of which one is going to cost me more time, trying to figure it out myself or paying a little bit of money now to be able to get the result faster so I can make my money back and I can be well off to the races, more than if I try to figure out my own. The reason why is because when you're spending money, whether it's on like a course, a mentor, a program, a software, a seminar, what you're really buying is you're buying time and you're buying skill sets. The thing that most people understand is that they think that acquiring skills is kind of like a linear process where it's like, you learn QuickBooks, you learn basic bookkeeping 101, you learn skill number 2, you learn how to market, you learn how to sell, right? And they think it's like a one-for-one thing. So you get like 1 unit of sales, 1 unit of marketing, 1 unit of bookkeeping, 1 unit of QuickBooks. But it's not really like that. It's more of like every single skill stacks on top of each other, and it actually makes it easier. So the more that you know about bookkeeping, the more you know about accounting, the more you know if you're doing like tax planning, the easier it actually becomes to sell. So whenever you add one unit of sales, then you add 1 unit of your skill set. Now your sales actually goes up by 2. Okay, and then you keep multiplying that out. And now when you add marketing, now your marketing is actually making it easier for you to sell because you have more opportunities to explain and to show off how great you are at the bookkeeping or whatever services that you offer at that current time. So rather than feel like it's like 1, 1, 1, 1, and you're kind of linearly growing, it's more like 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it actually becomes more of like an exponential growth curve. And that's how you see people, even like myself, if you look at like the graph of how much money I make with both my businesses, whether it's my accounting firm or my mentorship program, it's because all the same skill sets that I learned to build my accounting firm are the same skill sets I use in order to build my mentorship program and kind of the coaching side of the business, where we help people grow from, sometimes they haven't gotten started in a business and they're looking to go and scale to, 10, 15, 20K per month. Or sometimes they might be in the business and they're trying to get their first client. Maybe they have 1 to 3 clients and they're trying to get to that next level, right? Being able to really control that growth and know exactly what to do is really the reason why people invest inside of my program. So, if you, I don't know if you've been watching a couple of videos, and if you're ready for some help growing your business and you want to see if I can help you go and grow your business the same way that I grew my business and a number of students inside of the mentorship program, I would click the link inside the description below to book a call with me to see if I can help you. And on that call, we're going to get very clear on exactly what's been holding you back. And then if I do think I can help you out, and I think it's a good fit, then I'm going to make you an offer to join the program. Then you can decide whether or not it's a great fit for you, and we can get you onboarded right then and there, and we can move towards your goals and your dreams together. But back to the video. So you really have to start thinking in terms of that. Not a lot of people think in terms of the opportunity cost of, exponential growth, right? For example, it's always funny whenever I talk about the story of some of my students, especially the students where they started from scratch, zero, or they might have had $300 a month was because they had one client that was underpaying them, and then they actually get to that $15,000, $20,000 per month mark. it's always so incredibly fun to kind of watch because you can see their progression. Generally, they go from like 0 to about $5 grand. Then from about 5, they go to about like 15, because it's like once you figure out like the steps and what to do, then scaling and kind of growing is more about, you know, how fast you want to go. Do you want to be someone, you know, who gets to about $10,000 a month and kind of coast and relax for a little bit to kind of get their bearings? Or do you want to go straight to $20,000 per month? It's really kind of fun because you have that choice. And then you start kind of switching up the service, you start doing a little bit of different things, then pretty soon you're sitting at $500,000 per year, and then after that you can go after the $1 million mark. That's kind of where I'm shooting for. I'm shooting for about 7 figures over either the next year or the next 2 years. I want to be able to hit 7 figures per year across both of my businesses. And you know, that's not something you do overnight. Of course, like some people, they have this idea they're just going to become a millionaire overnight, which I did when I first got started. But it's kind of interesting because it's not that it's challenging to hit $1 million in a year. It's just that there's a lot of little things that need to be lined up in order for you to be able to, you know, handle that growth. For example, if your sales process is a consultation style, meaning that you need people to come on the phone with you in order for you to be able to accurately assess their needs, convey the value of your accounting or bookkeeping service, and then give them a price quote to see whether or not they want help, you know, you only have so many of those time slots, especially when you have clients. So it's not like you can do 50 or 60 of those per day, right? So if you could and you had an unlimited amount of time, then yes, you could spend as much money as you possibly wanted today. You can get as many clients as you possibly wanted, and then you'd be able to go and scale, you know, to 7 figures overnight. But, you know, unfortunately, like in kind of, you know, the reality that we live in, when you get a new client, you have to do the client work. So now your time's kind of going down and down and down, unless you know how to then kind of add time and buy your time back by getting a team, which is, you know, one thing we do help our students out with once they get to a certain point and they're ready to, you know, just focus on talking to clients, having someone else do most of the fulfillment, and they just kind of, you know, grow the business like that. Now, once you start really understanding that, then it really comes about how to master the marketing. So how to be able to go and get leads at scale. And I mean, like, I know these videos are kind of cool, and like oftentimes, like, if you watch enough of my videos, I had someone reach out and they're like, hey, you know, I did what you told me in one of your training videos, and then all of a sudden I have like 3 clients or 3 potential clients I'm speaking to at the end of this week. And yes, like, this channel is really valuable, and like, you know, we give a lot of stuff. But at the same time, we're trying to really, you know, scale it up and scale the Facebook side. Like on Facebook, we're trying to figure out how to go and get, you know, about 40 to 50,000 people inside of my Facebook group. Currently, right now, it's at about 21.7 thousand, right? But we're trying to get to about 50. So we're trying to double that amount of people inside, so we can, you know, either double the business or so that we can make sure we're getting higher quality leads on the phone. So then we don't have to worry really about, you know, we don't really have to worry about having to get more clients, right? Because part of the challenge, right, is you can either get more clients or you can get better clients. And for me, at this moment in time, I'm really trying to get better clients, because, you know, one fringe benefit of my program is that since I have an accounting firm, as soon as the students start getting more and more work, they just subcontract out the work to me, or they outsource it to me instead. So that's one way that I grow my business on the mentorship program. But again, I have to make sure that the people that I bring into the program are a good fit, and I know I can actually help, because long term, that's how I make more money off of each one of the mentorship students. It's not that I directly charge them more money, it's that, you know, we're able to help them in a lot more ways, and as a byproduct of that help, they get so much work, they need someone to fulfill that work for them, and that's, you know, a really cool fringe benefit as a result of doing the program, which, you know, a lot of people ask, like, why are you doing a mentorship program rather than just, like, you know, growing your accounting business? Like, they're symbiotic, like, it's the same thing. It's really one business. It just has like 2 separate services of it. So it's actually kind of funny whenever people are like, you know, why don't you just grow your accounting business? Like, I am growing my accounting business. I only have one business. It's just most people don't understand that. So we call it 2 businesses. But yeah, that's really it. Like, you guys have to really understand opportunity costs. Really understand that, like, yeah, you could be saving a little bit of money in the short run, but really, like, you're actually losing money in the short and the long run, because if you don't really grow your skills and you're not really moving forward, yeah, you're not really going to hit your goals, and you're going to end up in the same spot. And a lot of people actually overestimate their staying power. It's one thing for you to stay in a business that's making you money, right? Because then it's fun, then it's like, your challenges, you're trying to move forward, you're trying to grow. Versus if you are not succeeding, generally most people only have about 3 to 6 months they can. Sorry, that was really generous. Most people only have about 1 to 3 months that they can, mentally and emotionally handle not doing well, right? So a lot of people are trying to figure out themselves, but if they're struggling and they're failing, a lot of people give up. And that's why 90% of businesses fail in the first year, and then the remaining, I think it's like 9 or 10% of the remaining businesses end up going out of business within 5 years, right? So most of the time, if people can't grow their business in the first year because they're trying to do it themselves, they saw it someplace and they don't really have any help, 9 out of 10 of those people, they just end up just kind of fizzling out. So if you want to be one of the people that actually makes it, that top 10% that actually makes a sustainable business and grows, I recommend you go ahead and check out the program. Go ahead and click on the link inside the description, book a call with me. What it's going to do, it's going to take you to my calendar, so you can actually choose a time that fits your schedule the best. And it has a short questionnaire, so it's just answering some questions, just so I can come on the call and know exactly where you are, and we can actually jump right into the strategy of how we're going to work together. And then also what that thing's going to do is once you fill out the form, it's going to take you to a page that shows you a lot about my program, like how I can help, who I can help, what are some examples of some past students, even coaching calls that I've done in the past with certain students that I got permission from to be able to share with you. So it's just everything you need to know about whether or not it's a good decision for you, and then if it's a good fit. And then I'll be the final judge of that when we're on the phone call. If I don't think it's a good fit, I'll just tell you and be like, hey, I don't know if this thing is going to work. I don't think there's synergies between how we can work together in the mentorship program. But if I do think I can help you out, and I do think that, it's going to be a good use of everyone's time who's involved so you can actually grow to that next level, then I'm going to make you an offer. And then you can say, hey, I think this is a good fit. And then we can get you onboarded right then and there, and we can move decisively towards your goals and give you that control you need to go and grow your business. So if that's you, I will see you on the call. You can click the link inside the description to select a time, fill out the questionnaire, take a look at some of the resources about how, what the program entails, and I'll see you on the call. And if you're not quite ready, that's a-okay as well. Keep watching these videos, keep soaking up the value, and when you're ready to go, then I'll see you on the call, and then we can talk then. Hopefully you have a great rest of your day. Take it easy. Talk to you soon.